Hi, welcome. So in this video, we will be talking more about the actual case studies of how science of persuasion really gives the big results by making very small changes. So persuasion is all about small changes in our words, in our communication that can deliver very big wins. And it's all based on by applying the science of persuasion principles of 7 principles we have discussed in other videos. So let's dive into now see the 5 compelling case studies. And as I said, persuasion works across the fields, whether it's in marketing, whether it's in sales, whether it's in business leadership, or any area, even at the personal, at the family, anywhere, social circles, persuasion is prevalent. So let us find out some of these case studies to really see how by making some small changes, businesses have seen big results, leaders achieve very big results. So the first one is we will see about the McDonald's small big, like how McDonald's company really increased their sales by 55% using a small one-word change based on social proof principle. So this is done by Steve Martin, who was one of the partner at Influence Work at UK, United Kingdom. Basically, they studied 600 stores in South America of McDonald's for 4 weeks of 32 restaurants. So one of the challenge McDonald's was facing was their dessert sales were not very good. So they wanted to find out what can be done to improve their McFlurry's desserts, which is predominantly served in the South American McDonald's. So they did a controlled experiment where usually after person's orders, they wanted to have the cashier or someone who was order taker, they wanted to ask these two things. One of the group one, they said to the customers, would you like a dessert? Whereas a group 2 would say that, would you like a dessert? McFlurry is our customer's favorite here. So that one sentence they added, it's our customer's favorite here. And just by adding this one sentence, they could notice that suddenly there is an increase of 55% sales. So as you can see, just by telling would you like a dessert versus McFlurry being one of our customers' favorite, immediately increased the sales. But also they didn't stop there. They also added that among the various, they said there was one McFlurry, which is the Oreo, most popular. So they said that would you like to try McFlurries, which is some of our customers' favorite, and among this Oreo, McFlurry is the most popular. And when that among the toppings, especially the toppings they wanted to say, and they said the Oreo toppings is the most favorite, and they had again see a 48% increase in that. So as you can see, there is a significant boost in compliance or people saying yes when we really give the reason of using the social proof. So what is the insight here? It is not what many people were doing, it's just saying that what everything is buying. It is about what many comparable people were doing. So as they said, for coming customers, our customers' favorite here, that made a big shift. So people wanted to just follow what everybody is doing. So let's see how can you apply this small big for your success, especially depending on your marketing or sales or business leadership. Here are some ideas. Think of what is the popular thing that you can communicate to your customers. So if you've got multiple offers, you can always choose that financial service business. You can say that, hey, you're in a family owned business. Here is what most of our family owners choose. Or if you're in a trading business, you can say that here is what most of our first timers choose if you are meeting a first time customers. So like this, you can always find out your customer. You can find out what is based on the data. You got to use your data. It is not something to make up. So what McDonald was using was they had a data, and using that data they were communicating. And so if you have enough data to show to your customers that there is enough social proof, that immediately that can make a big difference in your this thing. So that was one case study. Now second case study, let's talk, which is more interesting, and I have found this one of the best, is home energy study, which is using how a company got 150% more agreement with just one word change. So remember, this is just a one word change. The previous one was sentence, using what we call as a loss aversion or a scarcity principle. Okay, the Daniel Kahneman, who is the Nobel Prize winner, he came up with this prospect theory which says that the idea that the investors place more weight on perceived loss than perceived gains. So this is the very key important aspect where people, we do not want to lose what we have versus there is a motivation to avoid losing versus gaining something. So the prospect of losing something of value is twice as motivation to get people to take action than the prospect of gaining that very same thing. So what does this really mean? Here was this home energy company. So what they wanted was they provide insulation services. So insulation services helps homes to cut their energy costs. But now obviously people have to invest some money to achieve that savings. And a lot of people, they did not perceive why I have to invest money, what is the saving and all. They had a lot of doubts, how much will the saving. So one of the message they initially proposed was, you will save $1 a day. So by using our insulations, you will be saving $1 a day. And they showed a return on investment by saving every $1 a day, you will get a lot more benefit. Whereas our investment, you can recover. But then the persuasion consultants, they showed that how about changing this? Instead of promoting a save as $1, they said that let's promote that by using our insulation services, you will stop losing $1 a day. Because by not using insulation, your energy bill is going high, and so you are losing already money. So by using our services, you will stop losing $1 a day. So it's the same thing. You save $1 versus lose $1. The message is same, but by changing the wordings, instead of save to the lose, immediately they saw a big shift in the sales increase. And what is that big shift? It turned out that the loss framing, they got a boost of almost 150% increase. So can you see, just by making one word change, suddenly they got more than 150% of people signing up for their services. So that's the power of persuasion. Again, what does this mean is, when people are uncertain of what they want to do, they are much more concerned about what they have to lose than what they have to gain. So this will occur in many businesses, right? People, they like your service, they see that maybe this potentially your product or solution saves them money, but they're not willing to do because they have to invest money now. So at that time, to move them, to motivate them to take action, one of the best way is to say that what are they going to lose. So how can you apply this big loss for your business? So you always try to see what loss they will have by not owning your product or service. So for example, not migrating to automation, you will be losing every day 2 hours of productivity. You are going to miss this bonus if you do not buy today. Or by not migrating to this solution, you will continue to lose clients to competitions. So like this, if you can make people see what they are going to lose by not choosing your solution, there is a very high chance increase in compliance possibility. Now the third, which is very important to see, is how L'Oreal increased market share by 300% using authority principle. We talked about social proof, we talked about the scarcity principle. Here is something where authority principle, which is one of the most powerful principle that can be used, but also sometimes it is not easy to use. So let's see how L'Oreal made by making a very small change but very important. So if you really see, authority comes from credibility. Every business requires credibility in the marketplace, and people love to do business with who are seen as credible. So we all want to buy from people who are seen as credible. But how do you increase your credibility? How do you increase the credibility and trustworthiness? One of the best way is a communicator. That means any brand or any leader or any salesperson, one who references a weakness early on is immediately seen as more honest. So if you can show your weakness, then immediately you can see as more honest. So what is the weakness for a company like L'Oreal? What is the weakness, you may wonder? Yes, company like L'Oreal have a weakness, which is they are quite expensive. So that's what L'Oreal admitted. Yes, we are the one of the weaknesses, we are expensive. But then they changed it. Now what is that? So they said we are expensive, but you are worth it, they said. And this is a powerful campaign which got L'Oreal almost 300% market share. As you see, the power of using the authority by communicating a weakness but still coming out as a very strong is one of the most persuasive experiment which is done. Now, don't think this is only works for companies like L'Oreal. Everybody has this. We are all have weaknesses. Our customer perceive us, and by telling that, you can make a big difference. So, how can I apply this in our businesses? Is if you are customer, if your solution is very high cost, then one of the best ways you can do is, I keep coming with many clients who say that Chinese competitor is low cost and all. This is what I have worked with one of a client. I said them to use. Our initial investment is higher compared to Chinese competitor. Yes, we agree. But our clients save a lot from our long-lasting quality and our guaranteed services. So as you can see, by just admitting, yes, we are expensive, but we get a lot more, our clients get a lot more benefit by using our solutions, makes it very immediately the shifts in client perspectives. So second one is, yes, I don't have experience in your industry. This is also a common thing. You can admit, yes, I don't have experience in your industry, so I am willing to invest to understand your industry and deliver free of charge report that will offer you insights. This is another way you can make client immediately admit your weakness and gain credibility. The third is, sometimes we are not a budget friendly option, you can say, but we are the best choice if you demand excellence. Again, nobody do not want excellence, so we can immediately say that if you demand excellence, we can do this. So as you see, these are the three things we covered. Let's talk two more principles to make sure that you get a lot of takeaway from this video. Now, consistency is one more core principle of persuasion. So let's talk how this consistency can be used. So if you really see consistency, how is it defined? We have to make a choice. We encounter personal and impersonal pressure. When we have to make a choice, wherever personal or interpersonal pressure, basically to behave consistently with whatever we have said and done. So consistency is to always behave with what we have previously said and done. That's the way to do it. We all, by nature, we want to be consistent with our own words, with our actions. And being consistent with ourselves, yourself, right? It is not to with others. We want to be consistent with our own words and actions. Now, this principle, you can use it to get more compliance from others. And this is what one of the great study was done, where there was a company who wanted to basically use traffic signboards in a very big posh locality. So they wanted to test this, and they went to this houses, and they said that, hey, we have a very big board, drive carefully, we want to put this in front of your house, would you agree? And naturally nobody wanted to put such a big board which covers their house view and all. So a lot of people definitely said no. But then they made a change. So what they made a difference was, initially they went to the clients for another set of group of house owners, and they made a very small pledge, a letter saying that we are running a campaign on traffic awareness. Would you be interested to participate in this? And they just got a sign from people, and a lot of people said, of course we would like to do. But then they went after 2 weeks with this request, where they said, would you be willing to do? We said that you were interested in participating. Now, would you be interested to now put this board in front of your house? And at this time, those who had signed yes immediately couldn't resist, and they said yes, they are okay, though reluctantly, but they said yes. And this is what happened, right? Compliant with just a billboard request, there was hardly 17%. But when they put this card first and then the billboard, they got a 76% compliance. So as you can see, there is a huge shift happens when you ask for a very small commitment before and then ask for a big commitment. So all that is a 447% increase happened with one small shift in the way you ask the request. So how can you apply this in your own business for your success? Yes, when working with others, especially basically you always allow their own choices, arrange for commitments to be active. So multiple commitments you can do. That's what the experts do. So if you are rolling out new initiatives in a company, start with a simple survey of how many want to participate and get acceptance. And that's the way, very simple. And another way is get commitment public. When setting goals for next quarter, make everyone voluntarily choose their goals and also encourage them in public to express and even display their goals and all. So all these things are very small tactics which makes people more commit to their choices. And one final one we have got is 100% more agreement with just 5 words. This is one of my favorite. This has worked across industries. Is how you can make people voluntarily choose and then get more success. So we all know people like to buy their own product and services and they don't want to be sold. It is not just in selling, even in companies. If you want an initiative, people want to voluntarily decide. They don't want to be like push their new initiatives. So they don't want to be sold ideas, products or anything, don't want to be pushed, don't want to be cornered. That's the nature of us. So everyone wants to feel that they have made a good decision on their own. So how do you make people feel that they have made a good decision? And the way to do is, there was a study which is a panhandler study. This is a company which wanted to basically collect some donations, small kids. They wanted to collect some donation. Is there a spare change you could give me? So in one study, these panhandlers were able to increase the number of passers who complied with a request by money by 400% by adding a simple statement that emphasized the voluntary nature of the act. So what is that they did actually? What did they say which increased 400%? So what they did is they communicated to people what their panhandler, what is that, everything they said. And all they did was after showing everything that they are low, seeking some donation, they ended up saying, of course it's up to you to donate or not, it's up to you the charge. And another way is, but you are free to choose. So you can free to choose to donate or not, but you are free to choose. So they gave an option to donate, but then they use this word. So they did not make people to forcefully commit to donate, but instead they gave that option for people to donate by choosing that. So, and this increased almost, as I said, very significantly. And these 5 words, but you are free to choose, is one of the most thing you can use anywhere. So how can you apply this in your business? Again, when you give 2 options, it's always good to say it's up to you, whichever the options. Here are the couple of options. I would recommend this option, but it's up to you to choose one of the options. Or when you want someone to do an extra work, you can always say that I would love to, if you can commit to this work and just spend more time to complete. But of course, you are free to choose if you want to work or not. So giving them option free to choose, that makes a big difference in the minds of people that they are making that decision. It's not that they are being forced, and you get a lot more people say yes to you. So that's all we wanted to talk on this video. I wanted to cover 5 case studies. Let me know in a comment box, how do you find this case study and which one you are going to apply from tomorrow itself. And there are a lot of case studies exist in persuasion. In our programs we cover these things, and I'll tell you more about that. But this is the most important, where that persuasion is all about making small changes that deliver big results.